December 27th, 10 AM, District Court, courtroom number 3. I have my doubts about cross-examining quote-unquote uncle, but we work with what we have.
Exactly. I mean, there's only so much you can do when someone has a witness to present.
Who is the judge here, anyway? Mr. Von Karma, your opening statement. Oh god, here we go.
Yeah.
Very well, no opening statements, so... Not so fast, Judge. I was taking a meaningful pause before speaking. Right, of course. A prediction. Today's trial will end 3 minutes from now.
Absolutely not, but sure.
Also, in the long shot, he looks like Sam Eagle with the new art style. Sorry, just the vibe I got. Bah! Must you question everything? It will be over in 3 minutes. We have no time to waste. I'll call my witness now. Right. I'll call my witness, my decisive witness, to the stand. It's that mysterious boat shop owner.
Mm-hmm.
Witness, state your profession. Zzz. I am the proprietor of the restaurant, The Wet Noodle, at Gourd Lake. And I also rent boats. The night of the incident, you were in the boat rental shop, correct? Yep, I was. Please testify. Oh, Lord. Wait a second. We still haven't heard who this old guy is.
Raise an objection.
Wait a minute. The witness hasn't stated his name yet. Because I did not ask him, Mr. Wright. Bah! I have predicted this trial will end in 3 minutes. No, no, no. Stop asking trivial questions and cooperate. I might have to tone Von Karma's voice down a bit because it's already tickling my throat.
Yeah, if you've not got that sort of gravel naturally, oh boy is it a pain on the throat.
I'm not really sure, yep. What do you mean? My, memory? Your Honor, the witness does not remember anything beyond the last several years. Ergo, he cannot recall his own name. He can't recall, you say? Yes, but the incident in question took place 3 days ago. He can testify.
The slight issue with this is that even if he's forgotten his name originally, there's no way that you could exist for several years without having a name.
Yeah, for sure. I was at the restaurant where I rent boats as usual. Then I heard a bang. Yep. When I looked out the window, I saw a boat just a-floating on the lake. Then I heard another bang. Just about then, the boat comes back to shore and a man walks by my window. Huh. Very well. I'd like to begin the cross-examination. No, no, no. There is nothing to question in my witness's testimony.
We'll be the judge of that, thank you.
Besides, there are only 10 seconds left before our 3 minutes are up. Judge, your verdict, now. Yes. Mr. Wright?
Frickin' cross-examining.
Yeah, of course. What are you saying? Of course I'll cross-examine the witness.
I will say, I would like to see whether actually the time between Von Karma initially saying it's going to be 3 minutes, and he then says 10 seconds, and then 3 minutes has passed, whether that is actually 3 minutes. I mean, looking at our recording timer, it's either somewhat close, or it might be off by, like, a minute or two.
It was the night of the 24th, just after midnight.
Yeah, no, fine.
I was at the restaurant where, yeah, okay.
Fine, we know there was a bang.
Yeah, that's true.
Sure.
Then I heard another bang. Yeah, we heard two bangs. Just about then, the boat comes back to shore and a man walks by my window.
Hold it, I think we need a little bit more info there.
By your window? Yep, by my window, right outside the window of my little shack. And could you see the man's face? Well, the fog was pretty darn thick, but he was right there in front of me. I saw him. This is a rather important detail. Please add it to your testimony. Tisk, tisk, tisk. Did you say tisk? That's not how that works.
I mean, it's sort of a type sound, but hey.
Thought you were having a breakdown there for a second, Rich.
I mean, to be fair, the way these trials go, is it any surprise? Yeah.
Dad! Dead certain, Keith. He said, I can't believe he's dead, as he was walking by, too.
Ooh.
Witness, are you sure the person you saw was Miles Edgeworth? It was him, that Edgeworth boy.
I mean, that's relatively damning.
Yeah.
But
Von Karma. He lured me into cross-examining so he could set me up for a fall. Nick, I don't like the way things are going here. Everyone in the courtroom is glaring at us. I'd better act quick or this trial is going to be over.
We are raising an objection. Because there's still something fishy going on here.
Yeah, like how does he know who Edgeworth is?
I mean, that's besides the point. The key issue is that we know that Edgeworth could not have fired the gun.
Oh, bloody hell, here we go. And the photograph showing the man firing with his left hand? Exactly. No. That is easily explainable. He could have wiped his prints after he fired. Why would he switch hands, though?
Yeah, why would he wipe his fingerprints off and then put his fingerprints back on?
The judge is lost in thought. What should I do?
Raise an objection.
Your Honor, this witness claims that Edgeworth said, I can't believe he's dead. But his word is all we have. If he were telling a lie... That was a little bit of a weak defense, honestly, Phoenix.
Yeah, I mean, the better argument would be him saying, I can't believe he's dead, doesn't mean that he shot Hammond. It just means that he saw Hammond basically fall off of the boat.
Yeah, well, he saw a guy fall off the boat.
So it's not as decisive as that.
Can you hear me, sis? Please. We need your help. Nick needs you. 3 minutes was perhaps too high an expectation. However, 15 minutes isn't bad. This must be a new record.
You've not been 15 minutes, mate, yet.
Yeah. This court sees no reason to further prolong the trial. Nor is there any need for more time to decide the case against the defendant. This case is extremely clear. I see no room for misinterpretation of the facts. What? No! This court finds the defendant, Mr. Miles Edgeworth. Oh no. The accused will surrender to the court immediately, to be held pending trial at a higher court within a month from today's date. That is all. This court is adjourned. Wait! Who was that just now? Me! Huh? What? Larry! Oh, what are you doing here? Listen, you gotta listen to me. I was there at the park the night of the murder. I wasn't sure about it until just yesterday. But today I remembered it. Remember what? You realise I've already pronounced him, yes?
Yes, and typically, you can't revoke something once it's just been announced, but sure, we will take it. It is an opportunity for us to make this thing last a little bit longer.
One moment, Mr. Von Karma. So, you say you heard a gunshot? Yeah, I did. A gunshot that night. I was sitting here in the audience listening to the testimony. Then I realised something he said was different from what I remember. Anyhow, I just can't sit here and let you call Edgy a murderer. It's just not right. I'll testify. Let me testify. You've heard of lawful good. Well, Larry's lawful stupid.
I would have said chaotic good, but lawful stupid is also very accurate.
Yes, both are good. Judge, you've already given your decision. The trial is over. Nick, this is it. Larry's given us one final chance at this. She's right. If only it wasn't Larry.
But hey, he will save the day. He has to. We have no choice here.
It doesn't get any worse than this.
Exactly.
You're right, okay. Your Honour, if there is another witness, it is our duty to hear him speak. Right here, right now. A waste of time. The verdict cannot be overturned. Allow me to speak my opinion. In all court proceedings, it is our duty to prevent an inaccurate verdict. In order to make sure no mistake has been made, every witness should be heard. What is this? I withdraw my previous verdict of guilty.
Yay!
I'm a judge, I can just do that. Fuck the law. I order you to call this new witness to testify. Now. What? The court will adjourn for a 5-minute recess. After that, we will hear this new witness. Court is adjourned.
Whew, that got quite hairy there, but all I can say is thank God for Larry.
Indeed. Words I never thought I'd hear you say, Rich. That was too close. Sorry to keep you on the edge of your seat like that, Edgeworth. I've seen worse. Yeah, right, Edgeworth, you're sweating bullets. I just wonder what Larry plans to say in there. Larry was at the lake that night? Yes. You were there, Maya, while he was telling us.
Yes, that is true.
Oh, right. And he found the balloon and the air tank that night.
Exactly.
Hey, Edgeworth. Huh? You say something, right? Yeah, a lot of things. You seem out of it. What's wrong? It's nothing. Mr. Edgeworth, there's something I've been meaning to ask you. What's that? Why are your fingerprints on the murder weapon?
Because he picked it up like an idiot. That's why.
When he fell into the lake, I went into a daze. I briefly became Japanese, and then American, and then back to English. Then I saw the pistol lying on the floor of the boat in front of me. I picked it up without thinking. I didn't have a reason, really. I see. Right. Yeah? This might be our chance. Our chance? Von Karma has only ever run perfect trials. Perfect trials?
Yeah, you're not going to get a perfect trial with Larry present.
No. That's the secret to his success. This is the first time he's ever had to deal with something unexpected. He has to let someone he hasn't even talked to testify before the court. And that someone is Larry. What are you getting at? It's likely his testimony will be full of holes, right? That's right, Nick. Larry's fucking terrible. Just awful. We'll milk this one for all it's worth. Hey, it was 15 minutes. 15. Everything's on Larry now. It's all coming up, Larry.
Mm-hmm.
Rubble. Court is now back in session. Witness, please testify to the court about everything that you saw on the night of December 24th. Right, leave it to me. Please, Larry, don't mess this one up. I hate to admit it, but you're our last chance. Von Karma didn't even have time to prep his witness. I just hope Edgeworth is right about this being our big break.
Oh, it most definitely will be, and it's going to turn everything right on its head.
That night, I was out in a boat on the lake. I was looking for something, and I found it. So I quietly slipped the boat back into the rental shop dock. Then, just as I was thinking about going home, I heard this bang. I looked out over the lake, but I didn't see a boat. So after I heard that single gunshot, I went home. Did your elf ears hear something, Rich?
They did indeed, and I think we've got a bit of testimony that's going to directly blow something up.
Yes. Yes, Your Honor. What's wrong, Nick? It's Larry. I have no idea what he's going to say if I press him. I'm a little scared. Well, we've come this far. There's no way to go but forward, Nick. The night of the murder. That night, I was out on a boat, correct? Looking for something, and he found it, yes. Yes.
Okay, interesting, but keep going. Interesting, but keep going.
Are you sure?
Yes, I am. Here, we have a bit of testimony from a certain Lotta Hart that directly contradicts that.
Yeah, he would have heard a second shot.
He says there's one shot, Lotta says there's two. Either someone's lying, or something's amiss.
Or Larry's stupid. All three could be true, I suppose.
Yes.
And the old man just now said the same thing. Why aren't you adhering to the status quo? Huh? Were you even listening? Were you paying attention at all to what they said? Yo, Nick, please. Huh? You know, something's been bothering me. I'm a witness, see? I'm like a customer here. So you gotta treat me nice and stuff, okay? Mr. Butts, I'll hold you in contempt of court and have Gumshoe beat you with his actual shoes that have gum on them. Well, to tell you the truth, I'm not sure. Eh? Not sure? How could you not be sure? Yeah, well, I might have missed the other gunshot.
Oh, for God's sake, Larry.
I was listening to something else. Something else? My radio, dude, with my headphones. What?
Yeah, that could potentially block out some noise. I wouldn't have thought it'd block out a second gunshot, mind, but sure.
You were listening to the radio with your headphones? Yeah, so what? That a crime? I listen to my radio. Everybody listens to the radio. What's the big deal? King of missing the point. Mr. Von Karma, your opinion? Waste of time. I do not accept this witness nor his shoddy testimony. Well, Mr. Wright, should he continue the testimony?
Oh, yes, he should continue the testimony. Something stinks here. It's usually the butts, but this time I don't think it is.
Please allow the witness to continue his testimony, pretty please. Bah! Nothing is more pitiful than a lawyer who doesn't know when he's lost. Very well, Mr. Butts. Please give your testimony, and be sure to include details like your radio! Leave it to me. I wouldn't if there were any other way out of this, believe me. What Larry heard. It's lonely, being alone on Christmas Eve. That's why I was listening to an all request show on the radio, see?
Great.
I was listening to it real booming loud like. But I'm sure I heard the gunshot.
Great.
I remember exactly what the DJ was saying when I heard it too.
Oh.
That could be very useful.
I think so.
What's the big problem? Can't a man listen to his radio in peace? Isn't this a free country? I truly believe Larry has no idea what the problem here is. Judge, can you believe a word this witness says? What he heard was probably nothing more than a drum beat from the radio. Sure enough, it is difficult to believe this testimony.
Objection!
Wait, Your Honor. The witness said he remembers exactly what the DJ said when he heard the gunshot. Excuse me? DJ? Is he from Street Fighter? An announcer?
He is, actually.
The guy who says things on the radio. Anyway, what this means is when he heard the sound, no music was playing. The DJ only talks between songs. Rave on. I'd like to cross-examine the witness, Your Honor. Very well, Mr. Wright. I can't believe I'm continuing this charade.
I mean, it's only going to get worse for you, Nick.
Uh-huh. What Larry heard.
First, we've got to deal with Larry, and then it's just going to be a slippery slope to bloody parrots, isn't it?
I like how we're not being, like, spoiler conscious about that dude at all. What did she say? Mr. Wright, please cease these pointless questions. What possible good could knowing what a radio DJ said do us? Indeed, Mr. Von Karma has a point. I'll allow the question only if you see some reason why we should care.
We should care.
We should care, Your Honor. Of course we should.
Does it give us a precise time?
Well, how do you know if we don't ask him? Fine, very well. Mr. Butts, please testify to the court. What was the radio announcer saying when you heard the gunshot? Just when she said, "Hey, it's almost Christmas," I heard the gunshot.
Ooh, I think we should present a bit of testimony on this one, because if Lotta was to be believed, the gunshots were after midnight.
Objection!
Larry, are you absolutely sure what you're saying is correct? Huh? What's with the face? You look scary, dude. Hey, if you're trying to scare me, you'd better know I don't scare that easy. Is something the matter, Mr. Wright? Your Honor, did you hear what the witness just said? The DJ said, "Hey, it's almost Christmas," when he heard the gunshot. Indeed, and almost Christmas means it wasn't Christmas. Yeah!
Woohoo!
We've been waiting all playthrough for that. When he heard the gunshot, it was still Christmas Eve. That would seem to be the case, yes. But that contradicts the two testimonies we have heard so far, Your Honor. Both Miss Hart and the old man said it was after midnight when they heard the shots. In other words, when they heard the gunshots, it was already Christmas. This is a clear contradiction, Your Honor.
And one that is fully in facts.
What does this mean? The two prior witnesses heard gunshots after midnight. However, this witness says he had heard a gunshot before midnight. Oh, law is so hard. The answer is simple. The current witness is plainly mistaken. Just look at him. Suspicious.
Like he's already committed a murder or something.
Well, Mr. Wright, what do you think about Mr. Butt's claim he heard the gunshot before midnight?
No, he's 100% right.
Larry's not mistaken, Your Honor. He heard that gunshot before midnight. Intriguing. I'm assuming you have evidence for this wild claim.
We do, actually.
Show me evidence there was a gunshot before midnight.
It would be the second lake photo. Yes, the second lake photo, because it got taken at 10:50 on Christmas Eve.
Yeah. This was taken by our witness yesterday, Miss Lotta Hart, with her automatic camera. The timestamp on the photo reads December 24th, 11:50 p.m. Oh? But there's nothing on the lake in this picture. Your Honor, the real issue here is not why nothing is shown in this photograph. It is why this photograph exists at all. Your Honor, this photograph was taken by an automatic camera. That camera was set to go off in response to loud noises. Aha! Correct! There was a loud noise on the lake at 11:50 p.m. That is why this photograph was taken. In other words, when Larry heard that gunshot, it was most definitely still Christmas Eve. Indeed, it would seem that this is the case. Then, where does that leave us? Miss Hart testified that she heard the gunshots after midnight. Are you claiming she was mistaken? Not at all, Your Honor.
Mm-hmm.
I think everyone was right here. Your Honor, that night there were 2 sets of gunshots with a 25-minute pause between them.
Which opens up a whole range of possibilities.
Don't be fooled, Judge. That camera was set to respond to loud noises. Yes? No. There is no proof that the loud noise at 11:50 was a gunshot. Why, the witness could have sneezed, triggering the camera. Hey, my nose was clear that night, man. Clear. Of all the things to get offended about.
I know.
Like, can you imagine me getting offended over sounding nasally? Like, Jesus. There's no turning back now. Can you prove that the loud noise at 11:50 was indeed a gunshot? Please show the court evidence if you have any.
Well, the pistol. Because it was fired 3 times.
Oh, yeah. This is my evidence. The murder weapon? Something about this pistol was bothering me, Your Honor. Both of the witnesses who testified yesterday heard 2 gunshots. However, the murder weapon was fired 3 times. When, then, was the last shot fired? Only now have I realised the truth. That third shot was the shot Larry heard just before midnight. Order! Order! That would make sense of the evidence we've seen so far. However, this leaves me wondering exactly what did happen that night on the lake. Exactly. If this is true, there were 2 sets of gunshots separated by 25 minutes. One at 11:50, another at 15 minutes after midnight. Why, I ask you? Why? Uh-oh, I'd better think of something quick. Wait a second.
Mm-hmm.
Gunshots separated by 25 minutes? Ah! What's wrong, Nick? I have it! I have it! Huh? Remember the case with the Steel Samurai? Yeah, of course I remember. The murderer in this case had the same idea as the murderer in that case.
They did indeed.
What do you mean? Maya? Yes? If we don't figure this out now, we'll never overturn Edgeworth's guilty verdict. I've got a hunch, and I'm gonna run with it. Right, I mean, is this safe? Safe? We've already gotten a guilty verdict. We have nothing to lose.
Oh, Nick, if only you knew what trials awaited you in the future.
Right, Nick. Your Honor. Yes, Mr. Wright? The testimony just now has cleared up this entire case. What do you mean, Mr. Wright? Tisk, tisk, tisk. So, you finally realized the truth. There can be no other murderer here than Miles Edgeworth himself.
Absolutely not.
Wrong, Von Karma. A man was shot that night, but it wasn't Edgeworth who did the shooting. No. Listen, rookie. Take a deep breath and consider the facts. At the time of the murder, 1 boat was on that lake. This was shown by the witness's photograph. The defendant Edgeworth and the victim Robert Hammond were on that boat. There was a gunshot fired on that boat and Robert Hammond fell into the lake. The distance of the shooting was 1 meter. It couldn't have been suicide. Well, the guilty party has to be the other man on that boat. I admit, it is hard to imagine any other possibility. Yes, but this assumes that the victim was shot at 15 minutes after midnight.
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean by that, Mr. Wright? We have photographic evidence of the time of the shooting. The timestamp on the photo says midnight 15 minutes. But Larry heard a gunshot 25 minutes before that. Robert Hammond was killed then, 25 minutes before the shot on the lake.
Exactly.
That's the only way Edgeworth could be innocent. Mr. Wright, are you quite mad? Explain who the two men on the boat are.
Edgeworth and the murderer.
Of course, it was Edgeworth and the murderer. After the murderer killed Robert Hammond at 11:50, he assumed the guise of Mr. Hammond and met Edgeworth.
To effectively frame him.
Edgeworth won't tell us why he went to the lake that night. However, I have a hunch. That night, Robert Hammond called Edgeworth to the lake. Now, Edgeworth didn't know Robert Hammond's face that well. That's why he didn't suspect anything when the murderer took Robert Hammond's place. I'm not sure what to make of all this. Ludicrous. Mr. Wright, tell us the name of the murderer then. The murderer's name? Right, it's...
Well, we don't actually know, because he hasn't told us.
Actually, I don't know the murderer's name. You don't know? Bah! Again, you waste my time. I don't know because he never told us. The murderer is the caretaker of the boat shop, the old man. At 11:50, he was the one who killed Robert Hammond. The caretaker of the boat shop? Where did he do this? There weren't any boats on the lake then. Why would he have to go all the way out on the lake just to shoot someone?
Exactly.
May I suggest that the real scene of the crime was not on a boat? What? Where did the murder take place? Show the judge where the murder really took place.
It took place at the boat shop. Obviously.
No, it was inside Lotter's car the whole time. The boat shop where he lives. That way he could meet with the victim without anyone seeing.
Objection.
Do you have proof that the boat shop was the scene of the crime? Recall Larry's testimony, if you will. Me playing Snake. He finds it, and he returns to the boat. Or the boat, even. Then, just as he's starting to head for home, he hears a gunshot. He heard a gunshot, Your Honour. Even though he was wearing headphones at the time.
Which means it would have been really bloody close.
And where would that be if he had just returned a boat? The boat shop. The judge learning the legal proceedings in real time.
I know.
What happened that night on Gord Lake? Please tell the court from the beginning. Yes, Your Honour. Nick, are you sure about this? Not really.
We don't really have a choice.
But I think if I start at the very beginning, and I take it slow, I might just be able to figure this out. That night, the caretaker of the boat shop called Robert Hammond to his shop. This was around 11:50. That was when the gunshot that Larry heard was fired. After that, the caretaker put on Robert Hammond's coat. He became Robert Hammond. Then he got in the boat with Edgeworth and went out into the middle of the lake. Then, who fired the pistol on the boat, Mr. Wright?
The boat shop caretaker.
Of course. Of course, it was the murderer who shot the pistol. He shot twice. Both missed Edgeworth on purpose. Wait a minute. Yes? Why would he shoot twice if he didn't mean to hit anyone?
Well, that should be obvious, but...
Details, details. Know this, Mr. Wright. The moment you run out of explanations is the moment you lose. Tell us why the murderer had to fire twice.
To create a witness. So that he could frame Edgeworth, obviously.
Create a witness? The murderer lifts his pistol and fires one shot. That ensures that anyone who heard the shot would look at the lake. Indeed, Miss Hart did exactly that after hearing the first gunshot. Next, the murderer waits a bit and he fires again. Then, the murderer jumps from the boat himself, leaving the pistol and the boat behind him. So did he swim under the water back to the boat shop?
Must have done. I mean, if you're a strong swimmer, it doesn't take... most people can hold their breath for, like, 2 minutes. Most people, that's, I think, generally the maximum that they can hold. Obviously, the more you train, the longer you can hold your breath underwater.
I heard once there was a swimmer who learned to hold their breath forever. True story. Once you realise that, everything else falls into place. Sorry, I'm just copying Phoenix's bullshittery style.
Well, actually, so the apparently the longest breath held voluntarily underwater is about 24 minutes.
Wow.
Well, potentially closer to 25. Yeah, so the Guinness World Record is 24 minutes and 37.36 seconds.
Bailiff, bring out the witness from before. The boat shop caretaker, quickly! Very well. While we are waiting for the caretaker, I would like to ask the defendant, Miles Edgeworth, a few questions. Mr. Edgeworth, please take the stand. Mr. Edgeworth, you heard what the defense has said? Yes. Well, why did you go to the lake that night? What Wright has said was mostly correct. Astonishingly so, actually.
You see, we're a genius.
Several days ago, I received a letter. The letter was signed Robert Hammond. He asked me to come to the boat shop by the lake at midnight on Christmas Eve. He said he had something very important to discuss with me. Something important? I'm sorry, I can't say what it was. Your Honour, sir! Bailiff, we are conducting a trial here. I ask that you remain quiet. The witness has disappeared. He isn't at the boat shop either. What? What should I do? Find him, quickly! We cannot allow him to get away! I knew it couldn't just be simple, Rich.
Of course! How could it possibly be simple?
Not in this world.
But hey, we get to go on another day of investigation, and I think this one will be particularly elucidating.
Oh, yes. It goes without saying that I cannot declare a verdict under these circumstances. I'm taking the guilty back. I request that the police department utilize all its forces to find that witness. Am I understood? One more thing. Just who is that boat shop caretaker? I think his identity has become very important to this trial. I want him, and I want to know where he is. Very well. Court is adjourned. Oh, thank you, Jesus.
The thing is that we're going to have a very interesting thing to deal with.
Indeed, Rich. Indeed. Well, at least we got out from under that guilty verdict. And what about Larry? That was something else. Even Von Karma didn't know what to do with his testimony. Larry really helped us out. Sure, once I sifted through his unique testimony. Still, he did save us. I just wish our cases weren't so down to the wire all the time. I know what you mean.
Yes, it would be nice for them to not be quite so stressful.
Hey, Edgeworth. Mr. Edgeworth? Did you say something? Don't look so pained. I mean, it looks like you're probably going to get off the hook. You could try to smile, just a little. I'm sorry, but I fear it's not over for me yet. What do you mean? Right. There's something that's been troubling me for a long time now. And I don't know whether or not to tell you. Edgeworth? No, there's so little time left. I want to tell you, to get it off my chest, but... I can't make up my mind. What is this about, Edgeworth? It's a nightmare I've had. A memory of a crime that I committed. A crime you committed? A memory of a murder.